I'm like, whoa, how you know they ain't got, renter's insurance? How you just gonna assume they ain't got renter's insurance? He's like, no, because that's what they said at the front office. They said that's why they helped them, because they didn't have renter's insurance. But because I have renter's insurance, I can just get help from my insurance company. That don't make sense to me. It don't make sense to me at all. I was like, well, I mean, what you gonna do? He was like, all I'm trying to get them to do is just sign this form saying they need to extend the repair so that USAA can just pay for my hotel. But they not trying to do that. They not trying to do that. But they dragging their ass when it comes to fixing my apartment. It's like, well, he's like, we're about to go into February now, and my apartment still looks the same. It's like, well, yeah, I mean, hey, I don't know what to tell you. He was like, it just don't make no sense. And then I don't know what's going on with the ports. It's been slow. I ain't been getting no turnaround. So it's like, yo, I made $50 today. $50. That is all I made today. I'm like, damn. Yeah, I mean, we can go door dashing. You want to go door dashing? He's like, no, I have a job. I have a job and I get disability. I shouldn't be out here door dashing. I shouldn't have to door dash. Like, what the fuck is going on with the ports? And it's like, I don't know. So we finish eating. We get up, and then he wanted to walk around River Street. So we walked around River Street, seeing the art museum, because I love art museums, especially like if I've been... And I'm like, up there, I'm a little lifted. You take me to an art museum, I'm going to talk all day. That's probably a bad thing. Probably don't want to do that. Yeah, we're not going to do that. But yeah, we went and was looking at the art and things. So once we finished at River Street, went home. He went back to his hotel. I went back to the house, got myself situated, then go picked up the kids. Got them goods, fed them, did homework and everything. So as the days were going by, I went back to work the next day. And the things at my new job were okay. So when I was telling like all my old coworkers, when I would see them out and they would ask, oh, where you at now? And I would tell them which doctor I was working for. They were like, ooh, she got a high turnaround. I'm just like, it's okay, I just go in, do my job, and let that be it. I ain't go there. I'm not there to make friends or anything. I just go do my job and come home. And they was like, oh, okay, all right. So, but everybody that I talked to and told them the doctor that I was working for, they always tell me how they had such a high turnaround because the doctor was hard to deal with. But I'm just like, it's cool. It's me. Who don't get along with me? It's okay. But as I was at that practice, it's not that she was hard to deal with. It's that her system, she was hard to deal with. I don't even know how to sugarcoat that. She was, but I was making the best of it because I'm just like, look, I've been in ophthalmology. Again, what I'm in now is optometry. I was in ophthalmology for 10 years. So I'm just like, optometry is nothing compared to ophthalmology. So I'm up there. I'm like, yo, I can do this in my sleep. It is easy. Easy. You check, you get AR, you check pressures, you check their vision, you do their refraction with the phoropter. It's like, it's easy. The only thing that made it a little bit challenging is when I first started and the doctor wanted me to do my refractions her way. Like, she had me in with a patient. I did the refractions the way that I was taught and the way that I've been doing for 10 years. And then she was like, yeah, that's good, but do it my way. So when I train you on my way, if I need you to train any of the other techs, you can train my way because I want everybody to do it my way. And I'm just like, all right, that's fine. Show me your way. She showed me her way. It wasn't that hard to pick up. It wasn't easier. It's just an extra step that I would have to remember. And I'm just like, all right, that's fine. And if all else fails, I can always go back to the way I was doing it because she's never in the room when I'm doing my refractions. Because at the end of the day, we came to the same number. I just did it a different way than she did it. I did it the old school way. She did it the new school way. But hey, the answer was still the same. So I'm just like, cool. If I don't get it her way, if I don't feel comfortable with the numbers her way, I'm going to just do it my way. And if I come up with the same answer, that's good. That's great. Boom. Because she does check the refractions after, when she goes in with the patient, like after we do the patient. And she goes in to do her final. She'll check to make sure the numbers line up, do a quick 1, 2, and if the numbers seem to be right, good. All right, fine. Everything was working fine that way. Mind you, at that time, it was me and one other girl that knew how to do refractions. It was 4 techs total. 4 total. Me and one other girl knew how to do, because the other girl, she was actually in med school. So me and her, only ones that know how to really do refractions. Everybody else, the doctor was training them on how to do refractions. How their system works, there is no way for a tech to put their name on the patient that they do. So with any other place, with any other eye place that I worked at, with ophthalmology, they either had the next gen system, the EHR system, but in their system, you have the name of the tech that's doing the patient at the top. So that's how we were able to remain accountable in what we did in a patient file, because our name was always on it. Whenever we logged in, boom. But in this doctor's system, there is no way of putting your name on your patient. So she had no way of knowing what patient you were doing unless we were on the walkie-talkies. Because in that office, we all carried walkies. So when you was taking a patient to start the patient, you would say on the walkie-talkie what type of exam you got and what room you are in. And then you would put that patient in room in the computer system. But again, there was no way of saying which tech did which patient. It was just, if you was on a walkie, you say what type of exam you grab and what room you were in. And then you put that patient in room. So we kind of like knew just from putting the patient in room and who was just on the walkie. But at the end of the day, when you're looking at numbers, you have no way of knowing which tech did which patient. Okay? Keep in mind that I said that. So everything at the job, it was going okay. Then she pulled me in the office one day to talk about my tardies. So she had us scheduled to come in at 8 o'clock. At 8:15, if we walked in at 8:15, we are considered late. She gave us a 15-minute grace period. The doors open at 8:30. So from 8 to 8:30, we are cleaning the office. All of the staff is cleaning the office. When I say cleaning the office, I'm not talking about tidying here and there. We are wiping down all the windows. We are vacuuming the carpet. We are cleaning the bathrooms. We are cleaning the exam rooms. We are stocking, because she did not have a cleaning crew. The staff was the cleaning crew. This was a private practice. So from 8 to 8:30, we supposed to be there cleaning. And on, I think, if I remember correctly, Wednesdays and Fridays, we mop the floor. So that's a part of, there. So she wanted to make sure that we are on time so that we can clean up the office before we start. All right, cool. Everything was working out great until I started running into hiccups with Kayon's daycare. So me not wanting to bother Marlon, because we going through all the and I'm just like, I ain't trying to rely on him, whatever, I'm gonna make this work. Started running to a hiccup with Kayon's daycare, where they were saying that they will be open, but it was one of those daycares. I ain't even gotta say it. It was one of those daycares where they were supposed to be open at a certain time, but people will come late and they ain't open at a certain time, so it will push the working people behind. Yes, it was one of those. Hood daycare, might I say. Literally in the same complex as my apartment in the hood was the daycare. So I was running into a little bit of issues at the daycare. Yeah. So I would get to work and I literally would walk in the door. It was like this time that she pulled me to the office, I had literally walked in the door at 8:14. Remind you, I told her she'd give us a 15-minute grace period. This was before I knew about the 15-minute grace period. It was 8:14. I walked in. I had to find my badge because you couldn't take your badge home. You had to leave your badge there, and then you had to leave it in the bin with other badges. So you walk in, have to put your stuff down, grab your badge, find your badge, and then go to clock in. By the time I hit clock in, it was 8:16.